They have worked together so much, they should do a series. Hey, wait, they have one. They're coming up next here on Breaking Into.
You're tuned into Black Hollywood Live, the world's first digital broadcast network devoted entirely to urban entertainment and pop culture. Tune in right now.
There we go. It's all about questions and answers. That's what we're doing today. I'm asking the questions, and they're giving me the answers, I think. I think so, and that's my song you're hearing. It's called Questions and Answers. Hi, welcome to Breaking Into here on Black Hollywood Live. I'm James Lott Jr., and as we count down to my last 3 episodes of the show, I have great guests. And today is no exception. Seriously, they have worked together on so many different projects that it's amazing. Their chemistry is just undeniable. They're producing great stuff called Wedlocked, which is out today for free on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
That's right. But you know them from Guiding Light, of course, and that was like a grillion years ago. And of course, The Bold and the Beautiful. I'm so happy. He's a returning guest because he's been on before, but I'm happy to have her on my show. Lauren St. Victor and Karla Mosley.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
man.
Glad to have you guys. Now, follow us on iTunes, follow us on SoundCloud, follow us on YouTube under Breaking Into Black Hollywood Live, and our page is Breaking Into also. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
Now, I was telling Karla before the show, I wanted to make sure I told her that people love you that work with you. And I've been wanting you on my show for so long. I'm so happy.
Honestly, I said that it's like the best thing to walk into. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
And
Well,
there is nothing better than, acclaim from the people that you work with.
Well, I was going to ask you. So for you, I know it's a nice thing to hear, but what does that really mean? In the bigger scheme of things, of course, in terms of.
Yeah, I was joking before that Lawrence and I stay working because we show up on time and make things easy and come prepared. But honestly, it's true. I think so much of this business and just life is about showing up, right? They say 50% is showing up, 100% is showing up, really.
Yeah.
So, and also for me, it's so important, and I've been so blessed to work in television in families.
Yeah.
Like over and over and over again. From the kids show that I worked on to Guiding Light to Bold and the Beautiful, Heart of Dixie.
Yeah.
All of these shows have been beautiful, non-drama, creating environments, and I'm so blessed.
I know like I said, I know a lot of the daytime community, and everybody is really nice. There's a lot of nice people. Yeah. So I'm glad you said it. It's just that there are people, Heart Dixie, of course, was nighttime, but I'm just saying there are a lot of nice people in daytime. There really are. There's drama on screen.
Yeah.
Not always, behind. People think they want all this drama behind the scenes, but you're saying basically your experiences have not been that. For both of you guys?
No.
Yeah.
When you got on a show, for some people, you're talking about 10, 12, 20 years.
Right.
There's no
40
room.
years, melodrama.
There's no room for that kind of
Right.
drama.
Right.
I'm going to hate you for the 30 years I'm on this show. That's not going to work.
That's so true.
Here's a question for you guys. What does the other bring that brings why you guys work so well together? What does Lawrence bring to the equation, and what does Karla bring to the equation?
Oh, wow.
Why you think you guys work so well together? You have worked on projects together, and you seem to work well. What is it you think?
Yeah, I think we're really lucky. And actually, a friend said to me early on, and I don't know if I've ever said this to you, Lawrence, but just to know the value of such an easy creative collaboration, and I've always remembered that because from the moment that we met on set, it was just like we just built on each other. We have this sort of fire, and it's a constant yes and, as they say.
I like that. Yes.
And that makes it really easy and fun.
Wow. What do you think?
To piggyback, it was always easy and fun and exciting to create, whether it was comedy or sometimes on Guiding Light and Bold, it was drama, but just the excitement to collaborate and just always know it's safe. It was always a safe environment, and something we talked about. It was just a natural, similar understanding of what we want from projects and each other. So.
But it's interesting because collaboration is not always an easy thing. To find somebody else who has the same, like you said, same drive as you to put a project together. You may find something, I want to do that, and then all of a sudden they kind of die off or whatever. But you guys are sticking with these projects. So, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really incredible.
Yeah, the same level of excitement. Yeah. And also, I think we come from, I don't know if it's because we're 80s babies or what, but our comedy tends to be really similar.
Yeah,
our values, I think our core values are really similar, and that makes creating
We both had
really
babies
good.
4 days apart. There's
It's
just something
that is crazy.
We're like just on the same wavelength regardless.
You literally could not write that. It's bizarre.
You can't. That actually is incredible, actually. Hello, everybody who's watching. I want to say hi. I'm glad you guys are tuning in. They're just saying lovely things about both of you guys. They're very excited. Candace Mack,
Yes,
Kristen,
Candace.
It's about you, Candace. They love you. Cheryl Simpson. I mean, you guys are on here. Thank you for joining us this Monday afternoon.
Yes,
I love that.
thank you so much.
Now I want to start. We're going to start backwards and then come to Wedlocked. That's what we're going to do, because I want to kind of build on how you guys began. Because I mean, Guiding Light, when you played Remy and Christina Boudreau, that was over 10 years ago.
Don't say it like that.
The show ended over 10 years ago.
Don't say it like that. That's crazy.
I mean, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
We're going to show some pictures from that time period. And I'm kind of curious what you think when you see some of these pictures. I mean, it's like...
Ah, man.
You look the same. You guys look the same. I mean, you know,
God
we're all Black Hollywood
bless
Live.
you.
Black don't crack. Black don't crack. It show don'ts.
Yeah, I mean, look at that.
It was so much fun. Had so much freedom on Guiding Light, because, you know, unfortunately it was towards the end, and everyone was just like, let's just have fun.
Who was the producer at the time? I forgot.
Ellen
Wheeler.
Yeah.
Of course, Ellen Wheeler, actress, Emmy-winning actress herself on soaps.
Yes.
Because I was going to ask you, because weren't they doing location shoots back then to save money a little bit and doing handheld cameras and stuff?
P-Pack, New Jersey.
P-Pack, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun because we were shooting like a movie every week. We were really like on train tracks having conversations, like acting for real outside in the rain.
And I do think that is probably where a lot of our collaboration, we have P-Pack to owe for a lot of our collaboration, because Lawrence would give me rides.
That is true.
And we had to sit in traffic together on the way back and forth to New Jersey.
That's so funny.
And, you know, so a lot of our banter and sense of, you know, comedy, getting to know each other creatively came from that as well.
Time. And they allowed us to improvise a lot.
They did. I was wondering about that.
Towards the end, when we were going handheld, one take, no rehearsal, they really trusted us to bring something to the characters that it went twice as fast as regular soap. And in our improv, we were just finding like just a nice yes and. Yeah, it was so much fun.
Yeah,
that must have been incredible though, because you're on a daytime show to have be outside.
Yes.
Like you're not in a studio. You're outside filming stuff.
You don't have to pretend to be cold.
Right.
It's cold.
Like we are cold. Like we are cold.
It is cold.
Yeah, or hot. It's really hot.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a lot of fun.
But was there I mean, I remember when the announcement came out they were being canceled, because it was that and As the World Turns. And you mentioned earlier about the long term. I mean, you have people on that Guiding Light. I mean, we're talking like Kim Zimmer. Oh my God, I don't say Josh Lewis, but I mean his Robert Newman,
Frank DeCopoulos.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael O'Leary. I mean, they're all there. I mean, they were there. I mean, 20, 30, 40 years on the show. I mean, it must have been crazy. How was the feeling on the set, though? I mean, towards the end, was it kind of like, or was it more like, we're going to do this all the way out?
Oh, you know, we still commemorate the day that we all found out.
Oh, dude, that's so funny.
Because it was April Fool's.
It was April Fool's.
And
really?
we
April
were
1st.
truly like, this has got to be a
joke.
joke. But it was not. And so I think everyone just letting that news wash over us and sink in. There was certainly a mourning period. And then everyone rallied. And we're like, you know, we're a family. And absolutely we'll miss doing this every day. And also we're sad for the legacy, because it was the longest running television show and in radio before that. I mean, nothing will ever touch 72 years.
They won't.
Unbelievable. And how much it meant to people. But, you know, also to be a part of that legacy and close it out. That's nothing you never get.
And the closing it out, it was like finding out in April, but knowing we're finishing in August. It gave us time to wrap up story. It gave us time to do things. So it was sad, and like you said, we went through stages of grief, but in the end, it's like we actually get to give the show a beautiful send-off.
That's true.
And I think we did.
I watched it. I think you guys did too. I mean, I love. See, I miss East Coast soaps. It's a different feel.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I love my West Coast soaps. I mean, I'm West Coast, but my family's from New York, so I can't help it. But I do like the East Coast soaps because they just had a different feeling.
Yeah.
They did. Different kind of flavor to them. And a lot of the actors were, of course, theater trained, and it was like there was a whole different just feel to that. Have you either done theater? Theater.
Yes, we both come from
theater.
Okay.
Not in a while, though. Not since I've been in Los
come play
Angeles.
with us.
Hey, I'm waiting for an invite.
I have a theater company called Ammunition Theater Company.
Where's
I'm
that?
a founding member out in LA.
Tell people about it. I want
They
people
do
to know
some
about that.
fantastic work.
Please.
You have to see that.
I want you to know. I want to know about this. Yes.
Our next piece I'm not in, but
Okay.
it's an incredible play by Malcolm Barrett, who's an actor.
That name sounds familiar.
You
Sounds
He's
know
on
him
Timeless.
for-
He's been.
Oh, okay.
everything.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
and
okay.
the superhero thing, not Panther. Anyway, Predator. Nope, not that. That's
Oh,
your
not Predator. That's something
no, it's on cable. Anyway, blah
Yes.
blah.
Okay.
But he wrote it.
Okay.
he's-
Preacher.
Preacher. Thank
Preacher. I
you.
remember Preacher.
I was like,
Preacher.
P.
Yes,
Sorry, it's like
Preacher,
20
yeah.
questions with me
Yes,
in pop
yes.
culture. It's awful. But anyway, so yes, he wrote it. It's called Brain Problems, and it opens in just a couple weeks. So that's, yeah.
Where can people find where can they find
Yeah, you
websites?
can go to ammunitiontheater.com.
Let's go there.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, so we do, and I've been off Broadway, and
Okay.
yeah, I absolutely love
So
Yeah.
doing that, the ending of Guiding Light, I must have felt like theater. Just
Oh,
straight
yeah.
out, get out there, do it, staging.
so much of shooting Guiding Light.
Yeah.
And it was Robert Newman said this. It was great. He was like how he connected it to theater. He was like it's improv with suggested dialogue.
I like that. Okay, I like that.
And
I like
for
that.
us, like I said, we were going so fast.
Yeah.
So that theater training, being able to hit your mark and execute, and then let it go and do the next one,
Yep.
came in handy towards the end for sure.
So that show was on, with radio, like 70-something years.
About 72 years.
I remember
yeah.
60 Minutes in the special, like it was that big. It was that big deal that it was going off the air.
Yeah, yeah.
That's just so crazy. How do you guys remember your lines for stuff for this pacing? I like to ask soap actors this all the time because the pacing is so different than a web series or a movie or nighttime.
Yeah.
I think
How do you remember your lines?
How do you remember
Yeah,
lines?
well, I think it's a muscle for
Okay.
sure because I sometimes take it for granted. If I'm
fine.
gone for a while or it's just on maternity leave
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I come back and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
gotta do a little bit more work than I
Yes.
used to than I was having to do 3 months ago.
Yeah.
It's like, so it definitely is a muscle. But I will say, writing helps me a lot.
okay.
I think everyone
Okay.
is different.
Yeah,
For some
yeah.
people, they'll like record their lines and listen to them.
Yes, I've heard
You
that.
know,
I've heard
for
that.
me, if I read it all, like if I have a week where it's 8-9 scripts, I'll read it all the weekend before, and then I just take whatever is happening the next day. That's kind
Yeah,
of
you have
the
to.
only
Okay, got it.
way to get through. And sometimes by the end of the week, it's like, I don't know how this is going to happen. I'm just going to say a prayer, and wake up in the morning and
do it.
and get through it.
get through
Because
it.
you just have to.
You have to.
Yeah.
Well, I do live TV all the time, and I always find that when I do recorded TV, I mess up more. It seems like.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because I've been doing this for years and I've done thousands of hours of it. I guess I'm used to it at this point. You just have to do it. Like you
Yeah.
just say, I gotta do it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So you've been doing soaps for a while, so you're like, I gotta do it.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's counting on you, and you got things to do, and you got another scenes to do. I mean, you gotta do it.
And it's
Yeah.
a muscle. The more you use
Yeah.
it, the easier it is to retain the lines. The writers get used to you. You get used to your character. You
Yes.
start coming closer and closer to
Yeah.
where so after a while, it's like, well, I know what Carter's going to say because what would he say? And then you look in the script and it's like, of course, that's what he would say.
Yes. yeah.
So you start getting connected.
Now, somebody's saying 15 years on radio and 57 years on TV.
Wow.
Wow.
Like you
It's-
said, leave it to the fans because
They know.
They know.
You guys don't miss a beat. Don't miss a beat. Now, I want to lead that leads into Carter and Maya. Okay, we're going to show some pictures of that too, of course. And with my buddy Aaron D. Spears, who's been on my show. I love Aaron. I love Aaron. He's a great supporter of my career too. I want to give a shout out to Aaron. He's always such a
I
great.
love Aaron.
Now that's not from that. I don't think that's from.
That's
from
from
Wedlocked.
Wedlocked.
I think.
Wedlock 2.0.
Yeah.
2.0.
Yeah, there we go. I see some there.
there we
With my
are.
girl Heather Tom, who's been on my show too. I love Heather.
I love Heather.
Wow.
There you go. And Jacob Young, we love
Oh,
Jacob.
man.
Yes, that's a couple of those. And
That was, is that a Thanksgiving? Was that a
so, and then
Oh,
you guys,
that could be.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, with
yeah,
Aaron,
that
yeah.
was a
That
fantastic
was-
Yes.
time.
I think I just had a couple. I just had a
Amazing
couple pictures. I
interview.
think I only had a couple of pictures of that one.
Yeah.
But I just want to show you. So, okay, I'm going to say this because I thought, two things. Because I'm a fan, of course, and I do watch the show. I thought, I love that Rick and Maya were together, of course. I was upset when they decided off camera and all that stuff. But I liked you two together.
Yeah.
There's a history in there because we saw that's how you first, the whole thing first came on, we found that, all this stuff.
Yeah.
What's going on? Why aren't you guys together on the show?
Write some letters,
That's,
y'all.
that's a good question.
Everybody want me to ask that, so I'm like,
That's a good question, James.
like, hello. I'm like, I just go. Well, first of all, commending you for playing a role that's so groundbreaking
Thank you.
And he played it with such grace. And I had Scott Turner Schofield on here, and I love him.
Scott.
Love him. We had the best conversation.
Yeah.
He loves you. I mean, just to pieces.
It's mutual.
Yeah, he's the best.
Just embarrassing affection for each other.
I like that. I feel the same way.
Embarrassing affection for each other.
Okay, so it goes back to the thing you said, how you just kind of was unspoken. You met, you guys had like a chemistry.
Yeah.
That's like when you meet certain people, you're just like, I love you.
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't know you that well yet, but I love you, and I felt that with Scott too.
Yes.
You guys, how can you not like him?
Yeah.
Okay, so starting with you, with playing a character that's trans, it must have been like an embarrassment of riches for you too as an actress. So how was that for you when you got that? When you got told this is the character you're going to play, and you're going to turn out to be Myron or whatever, and like that whole talk about that.
It's funny. I was talking to Shay, to Lawrence's wife, just before the holidays. It was maybe at like the holiday party, and I was saying I love my work, and I also love social justice work, and I'm struggling in this medium at this moment to find how those two are connecting, and that's always such an important thing. And then God answered and was about a month and a half later.
There
was
you
like,
go.
Hello.
Oh, you ready?
Right on time. God's right on time. Always.
I mean,
yes.
truly, it was like an answer to a prayer I didn't know I was saying aloud. But and so I was concerned about being a cis actor playing a trans role.
Yes.
Still something that I think about. But I also knew that they were going to tell this story with me or without me, and so I would rather it be with me because I knew that I would really research it, and that I knew that like the trans community to me is so special.
I'm sure at this point,
there's
especially.
just no other way to put it. It's playing Maya has enriched my life in more ways than I could have ever imagined, and certainly as an actor, grown me in ways it forced me to be. Because there are moments and things that I wouldn't have wanted to touch before, and I might have allowed myself to not. But because it was so important to me that I tell the story in an authentic and truthful way, I forced myself to go to those places emotionally.
Well, I mean, some of those scenes, early scenes with Oba Babatunde, who's amazing. First of all, amazing actor, anyway, number one.
Yes.
And singer.
Okay, and
And
dancer.
dancer.
And dancer. I mean, that's just like, this is
Probably
go there.
plays an instrument, right?
He's
He's also a cowboy.
Oh, that's
Just
true. I
saying.
think I did hear that. I mean, talk about when I saw him on, I was like, wait a minute, they got him on the show? I'm like, wow, he played your damn. But some of those conversations were rough.
Yeah.
And I know for him, it's, again, embarrassment riches for an actor. I mean, though I'm sure he didn't feel that way in real life, but like to play, I mean.
Yeah, again, playing opposite. Lawrence and I had some scenes that were so rich.
I'll talk about that in a second, too.
Yes, with Rain Edwards, who was just such a gift. Anna Maria Horsford, Oba Babatunde. Like, it was just such a magical moment filled with people who were all committed to being there and telling this story in the best way possible, and had the chops to do it. Like, that's just...
Yeah.
How often does that happen?
Now, I was going to ask you.
Hopefully every time.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, playing this, masculine black man who is in love with a trans woman.
Yeah.
How was that for you, first as an actor, and then just like, I mean, what was kind of reaction to people that the character was like into that?
I loved it, and to be honest, I wished it went a little further.
Me too.
Because I think Carter's reaction was so authentic when he first found out. Because it got past the point of, I was with the man. No, it got to the point where Maya said, I'm going to tell Rick when he proposes. And Carter's like, but I proposed to you.
Exactly.
So what about me? Did you not feel as though, so I want to go further in that. And then once Carter does forgive her for the lie, what are those feelings are still there.
Yes.
And we kind of, they wrote a scene where I'm hitting on you again.
Yeah,
and,
it's like, what happened?
And for me, it was like, oh, are we touching on that? Because you don't just fall out of love with somebody.
No.
And I wish it went further. I think it can be really cool to explore a guy who made up in his mind, I don't do this or I don't do that, but now it's gray. But
yeah, I think it would take a little bit of time to really open that up again, to open and certainly now that Maya is a single woman again,
single mother,
a single mother,
single mother, Now, but you said something like that was just really good because it's that whole thing of first it's the lie, but it's the emotion part.
Yeah.
So it almost like it transcends the genders we're talking about. It's more like, wait a minute, I was first when I proposed to you, and now he's more important all of a sudden. Like I can see a male thinking that.
Absolutely. I mean, she cheated on Carter or attempted to.
Yes.
That broke his heart.
Yes.
And then he called it off. And then in his mind, he was like, well, she was never really maybe into me. She was into Rick. But then from the beginning, it's like, no, you never committed. Like, there was no commitment because you were withholding this part of yourself from me. So that's a real kick to the heart.
That's powerful too, actually.
You know?
Yeah, there's a lot there.
But then on your side, playing that character, you're thinking, well, I can't fully. I mean, it's a tough thing to tell somebody their truth on some level. That this is who I am.
The whole piece for Maya that I really connected to was this core belief that she was unlovable in her truth. And so I can't possibly. I mean, there was one person in her past who was. What was it?
Jesse.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jesse.
I'm her database.
You guys. Jesse.
The fans will tell you. Don't worry. Who was it, guys? I'll tell you. No, go ahead.
Jesse, who accepted her through her transition and helped her, but even that was there. It seems like there was some dysfunction there.
Yeah,
they ended up in jail.
Right.
It was like whatever that was.
Right.
So I think, that she doesn't really believe that just showing up as who she was, that she would be able to be loved. And certainly and dealing with race too.
Yes.
If her father certainly never accepted her, and so the strong black man in her
Yes.
life kicked her out. And
Yeah,
so
I
to
know.
believe that she could possibly tell another black man that
There's
this
layers
is who
to
I
this
am.
No, there was. You're hitting all. You both are hitting. I mean, that we all felt that. And we all felt that stuff. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it was there.
Yeah.
And as a black person watching this, I felt all of that, and I felt as you'll grow up with black parents. I was like that sounds authentic. That seems authentic. That's interesting.
Yeah.
You guys hit all the beats.
Yeah. It was interesting, too. There was a little back and forth shooting the day that Carter finds out. Because, for the producers, the whole show, we wanted to make sure that we're not offending anybody. We're being as sensitive as possible with this topic. And my reaction was, I don't like that. I'm angry, blah, blah, blah. And they were a little worried that I might be going too far. But I was like, look, guys.
Okay.
I need to go this
You're
far.
angry. You're angry.
Yeah.
And we already know that Rick is going to go in the opposite direction.
Yes.
It's going to be fine.
Right.
But I need to go this far or else people watching, especially you talking about the black community, black men watching won't be able to learn from Carter if they don't see themselves in Carter first. So we had to go,
Yes. I like that. I mean, you guys are hitting every. I mean, it makes so much sense. And that's why I say it's so interesting because you're playing a trans character, but then there's the race thing going on, and then you're with Rick from a rich family,
So
not just regular. So the class thing too.
Yeah.
And you guys, and your love story was beautiful. I love Jacob Young first of all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
But I loved your love story, and it just seemed so beautiful. Like you guys were like the characters were really in love.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that's another one. I'm telling you, I just luck out with these people that I get to work opposite.
Yes, you do.
I mean, really, it's amazing. And the storyline was so romantic and fun.
It was.
And then this just brought it to a whole, and it was fun in like a soapy way with all the stuff with Caroline and breaking them up.
Oh my God, I know.
Oh my God.
My girl, Lindsay Godfrey.
Right?
I love her,
She's
my buddy.
the best.
She's the best, my buddy. Yeah, I love her.
So, and again, like another person, just awesome to work opposite.
she is,
and we
completely.
had so much fun with that rivalry.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
What was
and
beautiful
then it got real.
was that you guys, the collective in that storyline were so strong that they were able to flip the roles. Maya, at one point, before we found out, she was the bad guy.
Yes, right.
First she was the good
She was the
guy.
good,
Yeah.
and then she
Carol-
went crazy.
She went bad.
And I'm
Yes.
like, Maya, stop.
Yes,
She's
exactly.
like, no, I gotta just prove that
Yeah.
Carolina Ridge and Rick doesn't. And she went gold digger Maya.
Okay, that's right, girl.
And then it flipped again.
Yeah.
And when you have a character and actors that are so flexible, they can flip the storyline and you don't stop believing that they're who they are. So, y'all are pretty good.
Yeah. And then I love me some Lindsay. That's my girl.
Yeah.
She's been on my shows too. We love her.
Yeah, she's fabulous.
Now, what the greatest thing about the storyline I felt that was interesting for both you guys and Jacob was that the fact that when they announced that you guys were getting divorced, because obviously Jacob was off and they didn't show any of that, the fans were outraged.
Yeah.
And the fans were like, why aren't you two together? And people were saying in the chat room. So I thought that's a win-win. That folks are saying, even though she's trans and he's this and that's
Yes.
it, they like the fact it's a storyline. They're hooked.
Yeah.
So you win, so to speak.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's true. I mean, we've traveled to countries where gay marriage and being gay, let alone trans, is illegal. People are being killed. I mean, and let's be real, in our own country, it's still happening every day. So the fact that there's the stories that we've heard as we meet people and engage online have really filled my heart.
Yeah.
So I think we're winning.
Now that leads to Wedlocked. So now I want you guys to talk about the kind of the story, the genesis of Wedlocked, because I know there's a little story in there. It's like there's a story. So let's start from the beginning.
The beginning.
The beginning. Can you think back to the beginning?
2009.
Yeah, 2009. Exactly. That's 10 years ago.
Crazy.
We're showing some pictures from it. 10 years ago. So let's talk about that. So how did you guys decide to do a series?
Well, Guiding Light got canceled.
Yes. Yes.
So April 1st.
You're like, we ain't got no job.
Gotta create something.
We really enjoyed working with each other. We loved the dynamic we created with Remy and Christine.
Yes, I did too.
I feel like it started off as, these two people that find each other, fall in love, whatever. And then I feel like we really made it so much fun that we became like the comedic relief.
Yes.
And they let us do it.
They let us do
it.
Like whatever we wanted to do. And then they started writing silly as we were trying to be. With us falling, like getting drunk and married and waking up in the cabin. It's like, right. I know that wasn't what y'all was thinking when you first put us together. So then when it ended, Karla's mom was like, you two should do your own show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But your mom said that. Oh, funny.
Yeah. Oh, no. I said, my mom, because of course I hear it this way. My mom said that we should do this. And Lawrence was like, why not? I'm like, okay, good idea.
Okay, sure. Mom knows best.
Exactly.
Hi, Mom.
She really does.
Okay. See?
And then around that time, Crystal Chappelle
Venice
was gearing up to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what is this? Like,
that was early. Okay, folks, just a little note. That was early times. A lot of the stuff was called web series. They're called digital now, but they were called web series. They were on YouTube only. There were no other platforms out there.
But it was like, what's a YouTube? Like, how do you even make YouTube
It was Crystal pioneering it, and then Awkward Black Girl.
Yes, right.
Producer
Ray.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's the right one.
You got it, girl. You got it. You thought good job. You got it.
So then we got together. We figured out the stories we wanted to tell, wrote the episodes, and did it. And it was kind of like just throwing a rock into the abyss. Like, we don't know what it's going to do. We don't know if you can make money off of it. We don't know if it's going to get bigger on this platform. It kind of was just before people were doing web series, we were jumping into it. So we did it, and we had so much fun. And then it was, that was that. It was like,
just kind of we're like, okay, that was cool. 5 done. See you later.
Yeah.
See you around.
Right. Yeah.
It was before people's web series being turned into like TV shows.
Right. Going on Amazon. So they didn't have that back then. That wasn't happening back then.
Before, like, you getting an HBO deal because of your web series.
Yes. They didn't do that back then. So you guys did it. See you later. That was great. That was a fun experience. And then obviously you moved on to Bold and Beautiful and other projects.
But it was because of the web series that we got Bold and Beautiful.
I am fully sure that
totally bizarre.
Well, who was on Bold and Beautiful first? Who got there first?
Basically, I mean, I was there 2 weeks before he was on set.
But
he had actually interviewed.
I think I had my meeting with Brad
first.
The week before she did.
Yes.
That's crazy talk.
Isn't that wild?
It was interesting.
Oh my goodness.
I first came out to LA because I was auditioning. I had a producer session with the network in the studio for Young and the Restless, a role on Young and the Restless. That's what got me out here.
Okay.
And then it went to Rhetoric Williams. Who's fantastic.
I remember him.
I love him. And I was out here, and the CBS people liked me, so I went in and met with Brad. And he did not talk about Guiding Light. He didn't talk about nothing. He talked about Wedlocked.
What?
And I'm like, Wedlocked? Now, this is like 2012.
Yeah, you're
so I'm like Wedlocked?
Yeah.
And he really loved it. He loved it. He loved us in it. And I was like, okay, cool. It was just a general meeting. It wasn't like anything. And then you called me.
So then, fast forward a week. And we hadn't connected in a really long time.
Oh, okay.
Had no idea that we were out in LA, and I had just said to a friend, gosh, again, going back to that thing about collaborating, I was thinking about my friend, and she said, you just, really, there's such a value when you find a person that you can collaborate with. Yes. And I so wish that I could reconnect with Lawrence, and we happened to be at this the Black Hollywood Film Festival.
Yeah,
like I
that
turned around and was like, "Hey, can you take a picture of my friends?" He was there. I mean, it was wild.
Cheat him.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Then he has his meeting. A week later, I have my meeting, and I called Lawrence afterwards because I didn't know that he had his, and I said, Lawrence, this is the weirdest thing. I just went in to talk to the people over at Bold and the Beautiful, and they talked about Wedlocked the whole time. And he's like, Karla, I was in there last week.
Oh, my God.
And then 2 weeks later, I was on set. 2 weeks after that, he's on set. And then we ended up doing Roommate.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
You can't even plan this.
Oh, my goodness.
It's like when things happen that easily, it's just...
You can't fight it.
It is divine.
Just don't fight. It's divine intervention. Don't fight it. Just like lean into it and it's just going to be okay.
Yeah.
So Brad is a really big reason why this newer version of Wedlocked exists. He bringing us back together in a creative space, but also he loved Wedlocked so much he wanted to create something fun and funny. So that's where Roommate came from.
Okay.
You know, he had Carter and Maya on the show, but then he also he came to us and was like, "Do you guys want to do this? Like an actual web series, Roommate, and we'll build the sets and we'll fund it." And we're like, it was too easy to be. It was like, nah, this isn't gonna happen. It's gonna fall
I get
through.
what you're saying. Okay.
The whole time.
There's no way this was gonna happen. Why are they giving us this much freedom and control?
We're talking to the network now about like we're presenting our scripts for this web series to the network, and they're reading them and giving us notes. And they're still they're building sets now.
They're building sets. Any day now is like they're still gonna be like, this is not gonna work.
Not gonna work at all. No.
But lo and behold, we show up and like all our sets are built in the studio.
That's amazing.
Roommate is like on the cover of all the scripts. It was funny because the crew didn't know why they were there. They were like, "What show are we shooting?" They thought they were shooting like Bold and the Beautiful that day.
Okay,
and they were like,
so funny.
They're watching me and Karla do our thing, and they're like, "What are they doing?
Why are they here?
But they were also so happy to do something that was different and funny, and they gave 110%.
Yeah, absolutely.
So from that, we just realized, yes, we love working together, we love writing together, and Wedlocked kept coming up in all of these different contexts. People kept saying, "Are you going to do it again? We love it." You know, people interested in it, finding it online, and so we thought, you know what? We both have production companies. We love creating things. We're good producers. Let's just do it ourselves.
And we didn't see a version of Wedlocked out there. We didn't see like, oh, someone's doing it right now, or someone picked up that idea. It was still like there's still no young married couple.
Well, tell people the plot summary of this newer version of it.
I mean, really, it is. It's not a continuation. It's kind of a reboot.
Okay, that's good to know.
So it's not like it's Robert and Denise, and they are within their first year of marriage, and just they didn't live together for very long or date for very long before jumping into marriage. It does.
Yes, it does.
And so they're figuring out how to deal with life together.
And that title suggests that, of course, Wed Locked.
And they're in it, and what we love about it is that they're characters who are in it. You know, we never fear truly for very long that they are going to walk out because they're committed. But what does that look like? Even when there's sometimes when you would want to walk out the door, but you're gonna stay.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good point, because I mean, people, you go through the emotions of I love it. You're just the greatest person on earth. I want to be with you 24/7. I want to be with you, and you get married, and then like the real stuff sets in.
Now the real movie starts.
You're right, exactly right. You're right.
After the credits of that romantic comedy, now it's the real stuff.
That's true. You know? And so now, how many episodes are we getting for this reboot?
We're getting 6 episodes.
Very good.
We got 6 episodes.
To start.
To start.
Hey, I like that. To start. To start. And so now, who does majority of the writing? You guys collaborate writing together. How's that work?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we did it different this time.
Okay.
We improv'd like everything and recorded it.
So did you guys set up like scenes, like general scenes?
We knew the idea. Okay. We had an idea of the premise, and then we kind of just said, you know what? We say we're good at banter.
Yeah, let's just try.
Let's see if we can do it.
Yeah.
And it was so interesting because it would go past the realm of comedy sometimes, and it would be like, I really
there are some
feel
really
this
heated
way,
moments.
you really feel this way, and then we were getting to the juice. Once we got to the point where we're uncomfortable, we're like, now we're starting.
Now we're cooking with gas.
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah.
So now, was there a thought of, well, okay, we're going to improv this scene. If it doesn't sound good, then we'll write something, or we just like.
Yeah. So first we sort of broke the episodes, knew what we wanted to do, chose the best from those, improv'd all of those, and then we split it. Okay. And, thankfully, we do have similar brains at this point. So, it's amazing.
So, who wrote that line?
Exactly.
That's so funny.
It's hard to tell sometimes. Wow. And that was what was fun about Roommate, too. And sometimes we'll challenge each other to write the one that we wouldn't, that the people wouldn't think we wrote.
That was awesome.
And we don't often tell. We'll just put both of our names on every script. But we know it's like,
Roommate, there's an episode where everyone is sure that had to be Lawrence that wrote it. And there's an episode there, like, sure, Carla wrote that one.
Yeah.
We're like,
let's see if you guys can figure it out.
Exactly.
Out there.
Yeah. So then from that, we took the improvs and kind of just typed up everything that was there, and then weeded through and crafted it.
Yeah.
That's nice. I mean, also keeps your brain fresh.
Yes.
Yeah, and it allowed us to, because Carla and I, we're I don't want to say wholesome, but we're sweet. We're sweet people, right? We're sweet people. We don't necessarily dive into let's just get into conflict.
Yeah.
So the improv allowed us, like, one of the episodes is about, is it okay to have your ex as your friend still? Oh. And we, I think, have different viewpoints in life. And the improv allowed us to get to a point where we can butt heads and then get into the story.
Interesting.
It was like a safe environment to disagree.
I mean, you get to play out all this stuff that you wouldn't normally be able to say in real life, probably.
Yeah.
Real consequence.
Yes. And to hear the other's point of view, which is really interesting, too.
Now, isn't that the big thing about a collaboration acting-wise, about being present and having to really listen to each other? Is that part of that?
Absolutely.
I think so.
Yeah, it forces you to be present and let go of the head, let go of the filter. So that helps with what Lawrence was saying, any kind of resistance that we might have to, or sort of the niceties of society, every day, just to toss those out the window and go, you really think that?
Right, exactly. Hello.
Because we've both been in long-term relationships. Yeah. We both have our own points of view. So for Wedlocked to work, I have to come as I am, and she has to come as she is, and we have to meet on topics that are uncomfortable. And I found myself growing from the episodes. Like one episode, I was like, that's what Shay means?
No, there you go. See?
Whoa.
She can thank Carla for that later. Yes, that's good.
But it was those moments of wow, I didn't see it that way.
Yeah.
And if I felt that way, then hopefully the audience will feel that way watching.
I feel the same way. Yeah. I mean, that's a great thing about what we do sometimes. I mean, when I do this show, I learn things all the time, and I love that that education doesn't end.
Yes.
Especially in acting and stuff. If something got you to go, wait a minute. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, got that. I'll take that home with me. Got it.
Yes.
And that's a great thing. So 6 episodes right now. It's on YouTube for free, obviously on YouTube.
Yeah,
for free.
today we just dropped it on YouTube.
Today, so perfect timing.
Yes.
Not April Fool's or anything. Perfect timing. No. I think to get over that was April Fool's Day.
It was. I mean, you couldn't have waited till the second.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, come on, people. I can get over that.
I remember walking down the stairs. Danny Cosgrove was like, "This is a joke. I'm gonna punch somebody."
That is hilarious. I love him too. He's a nice guy.
I love Danny, man.
No, nice guy. So now currently, so you both currently still on Bold and Beautiful, right?
Yes.
Kind of currently. Okay. So like I say, I know you can't give spoilers or anything away, but I'm just saying this guy. I see you in the credits and stuff or stuff. So I'm just like, just want to check. But Wedlocked is out, so that's gonna be great. Now, I always ask people the same 2 questions, and now people notice I don't prep them beforehand or what it is, but I believe in language, and you guys are writers, so I'm sure you do too. The first one is the harder of the 2. What word or phrase should we not say anymore?
Oh,
wow.
See, that's why I make you work. I make you work a little bit.
Yeah.
What word or phrase should we, the collective,
the society, in English language, like what, or us as black folks, or it could be whatever you feel, women, whatever you feel like, what should we not say anymore?
Wow.
Because I feel like we're saying a lot of stuff is just not really good anyway, or antiquated or whatever.
I think the phrase "you should"
Oh.
it's one that we should.
We should.
Right, here I go.
I like that.
I think it would really help us to, especially because we're finding all of these places where we are in such strong conflict. Where we, especially when we're online or coming up against people who have really strong points of view that they probably will not change. I think that phrase "you should" implies such a judgment and a sense of righteousness that blocks any opening to conversation. And so I think I would suggest, or the way I do it is, or maybe another possibility is, but I think that thing of shoulding on others just implies shame and a knowing that I certainly don't possess.
You know what I say? I invite you to think this way.
That's beautiful.
I say it all the time. I say it all the time. I do. I believe in language. I really believe in language. And I thought, I invite you to look at it this way. And that usually gets people to go, oh, okay. Like I stopped saying why. I don't ask why questions anymore.
Wow. Yeah.
In real life. Just like, because you say why, people a lot of times are going, get a little defensive naturally.
Yeah.
You say why.
Yeah, your brain starts going, I
yes,
don't know.
Exactly. Say, how did this work? Or what did this happen? Or where did you discover? Like you say other parts of that. Just something. I'm a certified life coach. I can't help it. So I like the word, but like you said, I like invite. I don't. Because we say should. I don't got to do nothing, but be black and die.
Right. Exactly.
Whatever. Like,
and that's the
truth.
Yeah, you might say it. Yeah, exactly.
Ain't got to do nothing.
I don't got to do nothing. Nobody tell me what I should do. Yeah, so I like that. That's good. Now Carter. I'm gonna say Carter. How you gonna fill up that, Lawrence?
I don't.
You're a writer. Come on.
I'm gonna say like the most cliche thing to follow up with that, but I believe it. I think the word can't, and not necessarily used in the way of knocking yourself down, but the idea of someone telling you can't do something or you can't have this belief system, but also champion this cause.
Right.
Like there's these rules and hard defined rules that make it so you have to stay in a lane. And I feel like that's just not productive.
You can have two independent thoughts.
Yes.
You can go to church and still accept the trans community. You can
yes.
date a white man, still love your black mother. Like there's people have these weird ideas like you have to be one or the other and that's it. Or one negates the other. No,
and the thing that makes us so interesting, and I mean to bring it back to entertainment, who are the characters that we relate the most to? Who are the characters that we that touch us the most? Those who hold both of those things.
Yeah.
Those who we hate and love to hate.
Hello.
I mean,
hello. I mean, you started with J.R. Ewing on Dallas.
Exactly.
You love to hate him. You love to hate him.
Because we all know there's a little part of us.
I think of guys. I think of Roger Thorpe. I think of Alan Spalding.
Who loved his family.
Yes, who loved his family.
But he'll murder yours.
Exactly.
That's right.
He's both.
Exactly.
That's the way it goes sometimes.
Right. Well, even Reva Shane had her detractors, but I mean, she was Reva Shane. I mean, she was
exactly.
So I think of that, or I think of Dollar Bill. I think of who loves his family. He just. The thing about Don Diamont plays it so well. Just briefly, I just think it's funny because he thinks I'm Dollar Bill. I know what's right. Just follow what I say, and you'll be okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's his rule.
Yeah.
But then we do the episode where we're doing the custody battle in the court. And he's talking about losing his son, and it was so beautiful because it caught Don by surprise.
Oh, okay.
Tears start coming out of his eyes. He's just in the moment thinking about his son. And it's like, yes, this guy is both. He's crying because he's about to lose his son, but we just talked about how you stole your other son's wife. Right. You slept with your other son's wife.
Another story, yes.
Yeah.
Both.
Yes,
and
both.
that's the truth. Like, every single person has that.
Yeah, they do. I agree with that.
Everyone.
I agree with that. I do.
Everyone.
Okay.
Even though, I mean, I'm just saying.
Dollar Bill Spencer, I
It's
love
hard to believe sometimes,
but we all got it.
And it's hard to shame people if you fully accept that we all have our own gray.
Yeah.
I can't look at you and go, what you're doing. So the whole idea of you can't, or even going to make it even more cliche, as a black man, there's only going to be one of you per show. Don't say that.
Don't say that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Don't put that on me and put that on my career and put that on me and my brothers, because you're going to create an atmosphere between us that doesn't have to be.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. Now, briefly, what word should we say more of? Or phrase?
You go first, Lauren.
No. Let me think.
I know.
It could be like you know, even it can be even cliche if you think. And sometimes I think some words should be said more and more, and they just don't say them enough. Like I like lovely. People don't say lovely enough.
I mean,
Lovely.
that's a great word.
It's a great word. But you just don't say it enough. People
You can't just start taking words from us.
Well, and I said this one.
And this one.
Low hanging fruits.
I didn't really. Like, this word and this word.
I'm trying to think of like.
You had a good going out, but let's see if we can think of something.
Let me think.
Yeah, I mean cliche. I'll go with cliche first, and then we'll see if something else bubbles
Something
up
good.
while he's talking. I'll go.
While I get my cliche one.
I'll go with thank you.
I like thinking.
I was about to say that.
See,
Sorry.
we'll end it on that then because that's you
Yeah.
guys are so in sync.
It's true.
You thought the same
I'm about to
phrase.
Yeah.
And
But
thank you is
it's
never.
really true.
Yeah,
There's
please and
just-
thank you.
There is not, and I mean, especially my daughter is about 8 months and 2 days,
Yeah.
and she grunts a
Oh
lot.
yeah,
How
yeah, yeah,
cute.
yeah.
How cute.
It is most of the time.
Yeah.
And so
Most of the time.
Yeah.
my favorite thing that my partner says is, Aurora, the hills have eyes, don't live here.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh my god.
And my sister said the other day, she will learn to say please. You
Yeah.
know, but it's like those are the things when I think about what I want to teach my daughter.
Yeah.
To be grateful and acknowledge
Yes.
people.
Yeah,
You know?
I like that.
Yeah.
I do. Tell everybody in that camera over there where they can find you each and Wedlocked.
Okay, I'm Lawrence St. Vic. You can find me on Instagram at L St. Vic, right? That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, that is it. And Twitter, L St. Victor. That's why I get confused.
There it is.
And where can they find you?
Oh, yes. On Instagram, I'm Karla Mose, Karla with a K. And on Twitter, Karla Mosley.
Yes, and you can watch Wedlocked on YouTube. You type Wedlocked right in that little search thing right there, and you'll find the whole channel. Awesome 6 episodes. Watch them, comment, share, spread it around.
And subscribe to their channel while you're there.
Yeah, subscribe.
Subscribe to it. I mean, hello. Subscribe to it.
Yeah.
And while you're there, and then watch them, comment, tell them what you think. Give them feedback. Tell them what you think about
Yes.
the show itself. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you,
so
man.
That's
much.
everyone. It's always good to see you, and it's so good to meet you.
Yeah,
I
likewise.
love it. I love it. And this is Breaking Into on Black Hollywood Live. Follow us on iTunes, iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube under Black Hollywood Live, and that's Breaking Into. You can find all my wonderful episodes that are on there for the last 3.5 years. Our page is called Breaking Into, and I'll be posting the links to Wedlocked on that page. So go ahead and while you're there, like the page while you're there if you haven't done that already, and then go ahead and click that link and go watch their shows and subscribe to their page on YouTube. I'm James Lott Jr. Next week I do have a guest next week. I'll be here next week, and then the last show is on my 50th birthday on May 13th. We'll be back on a big celebration and people coming in and the whole thing, and that'll be it, kids. But have a great time. Affect change in the world. I'll see you next time.
On behalf of our BHL staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in to Black Hollywood Live, the world's first digital broadcast network devoted entirely to urban entertainment and pop culture. Check out our Black Hollywood Live YouTube page for even more great programming and amazing content, and be sure to subscribe and like our channel when you do. I'm your BHL host, Nakia Monet, and you can find me on all social media at Kiki Boom Boom or at Black Hollywood Live. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.
Those of the host and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.